Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, July 17th of 2024. I'm Giovanni Benacore, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets, and this is being recorded previous to the open of the U.S. session. All right, well, the running out from big technology stocks is gaining momentum. The S&P and NASDAQ both gained yesterday, but the Russell 2000, an index of stocks with small market values, blew them out of the water with a 3.5% gain. And half of the Magnificent Seven big stocks fell on the day, including Alphabet, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Meta platforms. The reasons for the shift are simple enough. While the Max 7 cools off, signs that slower inflation will allow the Federal Reserve to start lowering interest rates in September, which is great news for most other stocks. It's also good news that retail sales were better than expected, suggesting consumer spending isn't weakening too much. But it isn't just small cap stocks that stand to get lift from lower rates. Gold prices climbed to a new record yesterday, also on the back of expectations for lower rates. The precious metal can be attractive as a haven investment in a downturn, but it can also go up when the relative returns of other assets go down. Prospects for lower rates have also pushed down the dollar since the start of the month. That tends to boost gold, priced in dollars, by making it cheaper for overseas buyers. The great rotation, as is becoming known, won't be confined to just stocks. Investors have other places to look for more growth. So with that being said, let's take a look at what we can expect for today's market fluctuation. In front of us, we have the NASDAQ in a daily candlestick chart. So yesterday, we did have basically a flattish day. And today, we are opening with a downturn. So we are now right at the medium of the Bollinger Bands. And that could be also a place for a reversal. Now, I'm going to choose 20,000 as a level of support, not only just because it's a round psychological number, but if you look at the back, if you look at history, look back there in this area right here, if you look at it, this is a volume node. So that meaning that the market made an uptrend, it did a correction, did a double bottom, and created this level of resistance at that given time. And from here, it broke out to the upside. So making it a level of support and with a volume of node, equal highs, equal lows. So that's a very good place for the market to come down towards. Any correction is always needed anyhow, so it's expected. So that could be the case. So going with the trend, with the intraday trend, which is down, selling, S&P 500 yesterday, it did close above our level of resistance of 5,700, which obviously that makes it a new level of support. But now we have traded below it. So again, I'm still using 5,620 as my level of support, and the resistance, since we have already broken that resistance, I'm just going to use the high of yesterday as a resistance. Okay, so again, going with the intraday trend, selling. The Dow, wow, nice parabolic movement yesterday on the Dow. It was a shot up to the sky. It moved higher. Wow. So yes, I don't think it's going to continue, but just to have a level of resistance, 41,400, and support, I'm going to bring that puppy up to 40,600. So let's see if we'll reach that today. The also nice move to the upside, a strong move to the upside. 2275 is going to be our level of resistance for today, even though we have kind of traded up there. And I'm going to bring up my level of support to 2200. And so that's the case for the Russell. So all of them, all for selling them. Crude oil, crude oil opened with a strong gap down. It's being closed. So in these scenarios, when it has already been closed, was going to be closed, and halfway off the gap, those are the areas, the zones that we could probably come in and take a trade with the direction of the gap, so it'll be selling. But initially, I really see how much further into it will we reach. Will it be $81? Okay, we'll see. So I'll be out of it. I'm waiting for that turn to continue trending lower as from the direction of the gap, which is a gap down. So being on standby. All right, so Nat Gas yesterday kind of did a double bottom here. It rebounded, so to the upside. Let's see if that would be the contentious move to 220 will be the target if so. Then we have gold. Gold, as we see gold, also nice parabolic movement to the upside. Wow, everything was just rocking yesterday, new highs. So 2,500, will that be something that we'll see in gold? I don't know. 2,440 is going to be a new level of support. We are entering overbought territory, so keep that in mind. So going with the trend, buying it. Silver did yesterday also did a nice movement to the upside. It opened with a gap down today. Okay, that's been closed, and it continued to move to lower. So let's see if now it's in the mode of a counter trend. Okay, so really there's no counter trend here because basically we've been mostly sideways, big volume candles, but mostly all of them around the same levels. Okay, so I will wait and see if if silver continues to move higher towards the $31 marker, and see that could be an entry, or you could just enter right now. Anyhow, copper also moving lower. Let's see if it has rebounded from this low, doing a counter trend. This will be a counter trend trade, going to the upside, buying it. But let's see how much movement to the downside will continue to do. Bitcoin, let's see, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin picked its head above 65,000 and it retreated. So now we're gonna have to move that up into 67,000 and bring this other guy up to 62,000. The support right around here. All right. So going along with Bitcoin, buying that Bitcoin. Then the euro finally recovering itself. Let's see if 109, it will be easily met. Obviously, 109.8 is our level of resistance. And I am going to use 108.80 as level of support. So going with the flow, buying. Pound also moving to the upside. Dollar index must be taking a beating. 131 is the target for the pound. And let's just put this puppy right about here. And let's take a look at the dollar index, see how it's behaving. Yep, and it's tanking. Oh, will we see a 103 dollar index? And if it does so, we'll see much higher movement on the dollar, on the currencies, and specifically on gold. All right, that's it for today. Have a great trading day, and I will see you tomorrow.